What's going on, guys? It's Gino from Modern Accessory Review, and today I want to show you guys something that I've been waiting for about a week and a half. As you probably know by the title of this video, I just got the new 16-inch MacBook Pro. And I've been searching for a laptop for the past couple of months that I can travel and edit high quality videos with, because the laptop I have now just isn't getting the job done. So as I was looking around, I heard that Apple released their new MacBook Pro and actually fixed a ton of the problems that people were having in the past with other previous models. So I felt like it was meant to be, and I decided it was a great time to order one for myself. Once I knew that I wanted to get this laptop, it took me even more time to research and try to figure out what upgrades I needed on the Apple website in this MacBook. Because before this video, I didn't know a whole lot about computers. Today I'm showing you guys my first impressions after 2 weeks, and also the best configurations or upgrades to get if you're interested in a MacBook Pro for yourself. Not only that, but I also want to talk about all of the things Apple improved on with this laptop. So let's dive into the video. So I have spent about 2.5 weeks with this laptop, and being completely transparent with you guys, I believe it's worth every penny that I've spent. So what exactly makes this laptop worth its high price tag? Well, let's take a look. First off, let's take a look at the new 16-inch display. Whoever designed the screen on this laptop at Apple did an incredible job. As you might know, the 16-inch MacBook Pro actually replaced the previous 15-inch model. So the 15-inch is no longer available from Apple's website. But the new model we have here is just barely larger than the 15-inch MacBook. It's a bit thicker, which really improves the ventilation, and just a smidge wider. If you haven't been around Apple for the last couple years, many people had issues with overheating, and this thicker design helps drastically with that, and editing in 4K is buttery smooth without the computer getting extremely hot. Going back to the display, Apple was able to achieve this by widening the screen and thinning out the bezels on the sides, which gives us this incredible screen with it still being a fairly portable laptop. Now, if you are very concerned about traveling with a slightly larger laptop with a decently heavy weight of 4.3 pounds, then you might want to get yourself the 14-inch MacBook Pro when it is released from Apple in early 2020. But I have traveled with this thing and I've had no issues at all. I actually really enjoy having a larger screen to edit videos on when I travel. Now, since we are talking about the screen, I have to mention that the resolution is still incredible and even a little better than the previous models, with a pixel density of 226 pixels per inch with the Retina display. I don't think the colors could get any better either, because this thing really makes everything come to life. Now, almost as important as the screen, Apple finally fixed the keyboard problems with this new MacBook. Since 2015, the previous butterfly switch keyboards were prone to tons of issues, including jamming keys and lots of typos. With an expensive MacBook Pro, you shouldn't have to deal with a messed up keyboard. But Apple finally listened to this problem and fixed it in the new 16-inch MacBook Pro. We now have a new scissor-style keyboard design, which is incredible to type with. Apple claims this is the best keyboard ever made in the MacBook Pro, and typing on it feels like a mix of the older 2014 MacBook Pros and the 2018 MacBook Pros. They have the perfect amount of travel, which means you can push them down further, and that's why you should smash the like button on this video. But seriously, I truly appreciate everyone who supports the channel. Of course, we have that awesome keyboard backlighting as well, that you can adjust from the touch bar depending on your environment and how much lighting you want. The new keyboard design also includes a tiny rubber dome under each of the keys that helps them stay incredibly sturdy and smooth. Of course, we now have a physical escape key and fingerprint scanner or power button that is now separated from the touch bar, which I know a ton of people were wanting. So now you know how much Apple has changed the MacBook Pro's exterior. But the internal aspect is even better. I am also not just being an Apple fanboy here, but I truly love what Apple has done with this thing. So what all has Apple changed inside the MacBook Pro? Well, the battery is better, the 9th generation Intel Core processors are great, the new graphic chips are incredible, the microphone is better, and the speakers are dramatically improved. The new battery now gives us 11 hours of battery life from full to dead, which is a whole hour longer than the previous MacBook Pro. It is actually the largest battery legally allowed to be on an airplane, which I thought was pretty intriguing. Along with the good battery, the new USB Type-C 96 watt charger can fully charge this laptop in just 2.5 hours. The 9th generation Intel Core i9 processor has been really fast and runs all of my editing programs really smoothly with 4K video footage. The graphic chips have also been improved, which helps if you're into video editing or doing a lot of Photoshop. The base model of the 16-inch MacBook Pro actually has better graphics than the fully upgraded 15.4-inch MacBook Pro that Apple has stopped producing. The microphone is slightly improved from the previous generation, but it isn't really noticeably better unless you hear them side by side. I was wanting to show you guys a quick comparison, but unfortunately I don't have the 15.4-inch MacBook Pro. Now, one of the largest changes is these insane speakers. It's a 6-speaker sound system with each side adding a force-canceling woofer, which is designed to cut out unwanted vibrations, which allows for greater bass with almost no distortion. The speakers are truly incredible, as I have been listening to tons of music with this thing, and the stereo separation is on another level, the mids are clear, and the bass is amazing for a laptop. Now, don't get me wrong, the bass won't be as deep as your typical larger sized portable speakers, like the JBL Extreme 2, but I also wanted to mention that we have a front-facing camera above the screen, but unfortunately it is the same 720p sensor that produces the ho-hum image quality, which isn't the best, but it still works if you want to use Skype or something like that. We also still have the 4 USB-C inputs on the sides of the computer with the 3.5mm aux input, and I am still waiting for the day where Apple makes a laptop with regular USB inputs and an SD card slot. I don't know if it will ever happen, but for now, I am fine with using the transmitters that plug into the USB-C ports. Now that we have gone over the positives and negatives of this laptop, I want to show you guys what upgrades you should get based on your situation. This was the part that was the most difficult for myself because I wasn't sure what upgrades to get in the MacBook Pro. So let's take a look. As you can see on the Apple website, there are 2 models of the MacBook Pro 16-inch. The 2.6 GHz 6-core processor with 512 GB of storage with the Radeon Pro 5300M, and the upgraded model on the right. If you are doing video editing or even a ton of photo editing, then I would recommend starting with the upgraded model on the right. If you are just wanting a new laptop for answering emails and the typical everyday things, then I believe you don't really even need a MacBook Pro unless you have the extra money for it, and you could go for the base model with this 6-core processor. So once you choose what model applies to you, you will be given the option to upgrade the processor, memory, graphics, and storage. Since I am getting into a lot of video editing, web design, and running multiple programs at once, I went with the upgraded model on the right and decided to keep the processor at 2.3 GHz with the Intel Core i9 processor with the turbo boost up to 4.8 GHz because the upgraded processor doesn't really help a whole lot for the price. In terms of memory, I upgraded to 32 GB of RAM, which will allow me to run multiple programs at once more smoothly. If you are a video editor, I definitely recommend to upgrade to at least 32 GB, and 64 GB isn't really needed in my opinion, unless you are editing in extremely high quality footage. Of course, I do recommend to upgrade to the Radeon Pro 5500 with 8 GB of graphics for video editing. And in terms of storage, I personally just kept it at 1 TB because I know that I can always get external hard drives when I need it. So that's exactly what I did with the upgrades, so I hope it helps some of you guys know what the best option is for yourself. Wrapping up the video, the MacBook Pro is definitely the best laptop in Apple's lineup right now. Thanks to all of the upgrades including a better battery life, bigger screen, improved keyboard, incredible speakers, better graphics and thermals, and a physical escape and Touch ID button. If you guys want to check out this thing, I will have it linked in the description below the video for the most updated price. Thanks so much for watching, and if you enjoyed the video, please make sure to hit that like button and comment any questions below. I will try my hardest to get back to you. I will see you guys in my next video. Peace.